Hold up. We need to talk about what just surfaced from the Stranger Things documentary, because this changes everything. Fans have been dissecting one last adventure, the making of Stranger Things 5 frame by frame, and someone just uncovered a smoking gun hiding in plain sight. In the background of one scene sits a whiteboard, covered in handwritten plot notes for the original finale. When viewers zoomed in, transcribed it, and shared what it actually said, jaws hit the floor. Because the ending we got, that was not the ending that was written. Not even close. What the Duffer Brothers originally planned makes significantly more sense than what ultimately aired. Eleven's fate, Hopper's strangely calm behavior, Collie's rushed disappearance, all of it was supposed to play out very differently. And now that we know what was changed and what was removed, the finale we watched feels even more frustrating. So let's break down exactly what was written on that whiteboard and why the internet completely lost its mind once it surfaced. At the top of the board, Vecna haunts Hopper. Hopper smashes tank. Hold up. We need to talk about what just surfaced from the Stranger Things documentary, because this completely rewrites the ending we thought we understood. Fans have been tearing apart one last adventure, the making of Stranger Things 5 frame by frame, and someone just found a smoking gun hiding in plain sight. A whiteboard in the background of one scene, covered in handwritten plot notes for the original finale. When viewers zoomed in and transcribed it, everything changed. Because the ending we watched, that wasn't the plan. Not even close. What was originally written explains Hopper's strange behavior, Collie's rushed exit, and Eleven's fate in a way that actually makes sense. And now that we know what was removed, and why, the finale we got feels less mysterious and more unfinished. So let's break down what was on that whiteboard, and why the internet is losing its mind over the ending we almost had. That scene exists in the final cut, but immediately after that, the notes diverge. Written clearly on the board, Hopper knows Collie plus L plan to commit suicide. This single line recontextualizes Hopper's entire emotional arc. In the version we saw, Hopper appears blindsided by Eleven's sacrifice, devastated, helpless, barely reacting. Viewers criticized it as bad acting or poor direction, but the original script tells a completely different story. Hopper knew the plan from the beginning. He wasn't reacting to a surprise. He was carrying the weight of a decision he had already agreed to. Further down the board, Hopper plus L emotional fight, Collie overhears. That fight happened in the final version, but Collie overhearing it was supposed to matter. It was set up. Context that was later stripped away. Then comes the rooftop sequence. The board reads, L going to jump into Rift. See you later. No time to resolve. Military helicopters arrive with sonic weapons. A massive firefight breaks out. But instead of Murray's bomb resolving the threat, Hopper shoots the sphere of exotic matter, causing it to destabilize and destroy the helicopters himself. 11 jumps into the storm clouds, into the abyss, while Hopper stays behind. Then comes the line that stunned everyone. Everyone dead. We're safe, but Collie plus Owens show up. And here, where it gets wild. Collie and Owens kill each other. Not an illusion, not a trick, a real firefight, both die on the spot. This is crucial, because in the version we got, Collie is shot, barely clings to life long enough to project a last-second illusion, and then effectively disappears from the story. Her death felt rushed, disposable, like the writers needed her powers and then needed her gone. But that wasn't the plan. The whiteboard continues. Hopper tends to Collie, heart to heart, new plan. This changes everything. At the top of the whiteboard, the notes line up with what we saw on screen. Vecna haunting Hopper. Hopper smashing the tank. But immediately after that, the story diverges. Written clearly. Hopper knows Collie plus L plan to commit suicide. That single line changes everything. In the version we watched, Hopper appears blindsided by Eleven's sacrifice, stunned, devastated, almost numb. Viewers criticized the moment, calling it emotionally flat. But according to the original plan, Hopper wasn't shocked at all. He knew the plan from the beginning. He had already agreed to it. Further down the board, Hopper plus L emotional fight. Kali overhears. That fight made it into the final cut. Kali overhearing it did not. And that missing detail matters because it sets up what happens next. The rooftop sequence was supposed to escalate differently. Military helicopters arrive with sonic weapons. A massive firefight breaks out. But instead of Murray's bomb resolving the threat, Hopper himself shoots the sphere of exotic matter, causing it to go haywire and destroy the helicopters. Then comes the turning point. 11 jumps into the storm clouds, into the rift, while Hopper stays behind. The whiteboard then reads, "Everyone dead. We're safe, but Kali plus Owens show up." And then, Kali and Owens kill each other. Not an illusion, not a trick, a real firefight, both die. This is where the version we got falls apart. In the aired finale, Kali is shot, barely projects a final illusion, and disappears from the story almost immediately. It felt rushed, like she existed only to activate her powers and then be removed. But the original version gave her something far more important. The board continues. Hopper tends to Kali, heart to heart, new plan. In the original ending, Kali survives long enough to explain everything to Hopper. This is where he learns the full truth. 11 isn't gone forever. The sacrifice is a fake-out. A carefully constructed plan designed to convince the government and the military that 11 is dead so she can finally stop being hunted. Suddenly, Hopper's behavior in the final episode makes sense. He isn't emotionally detached. He isn't badly written. He's a father keeping a secret. The final cut removed this entire conversation, but Hopper's performance stayed the same, which is why his calm acceptance felt wrong to audiences. We were missing the context he was playing. The whiteboard makes it clear that Kali wasn't a last-minute solution. She was a co-architect of the plan alongside 11. This wasn't improvised in the heat of battle. It was planned. There's even a note referencing a lost in translation, style goodbye, a private, unheard farewell between Hopper and 11. A final moment just for them. That scene never made it to screen. The board then describes Hopper arriving at Max's location alone. Everyone panics. Mike demands to know where 11 is. They can see her on the other side of the rift. The note doesn't say she's dead. It says, "She's not coming." 11 says goodbye through one final happy projection, smiling, at peace, giving her friends closure. The upside down is destroyed. The threat ends. But 11 survives, somewhere beyond the rift. Hopper knows it. Kali helped make it happen. And originally, the audience was meant to know it too. The documentary then shows the Duffer brothers explaining why they changed the ending. They wanted ambiguity. They wanted debate. They wanted viewers to question whether 11 survived. But the original ending wasn't ambiguous. It was bittersweet. And it was clear. The final version replaced certainty with hope. Mike's theory, no confirmation, no insider knowledge, just belief. The internet reaction was immediate and brutal. "This is so much better than what we got" trended for hours. Fans demanded Netflix release the original ending. Reddit threads exploded. TikTok filled with recreations. The consensus was overwhelming. Everything makes sense when you apply the original framework. Hopper wasn't numb. He was protecting 11. Kali wasn't wasted. She was erased. 11 didn't maybe survive. She did. In the original version, Kali survives long enough to have a real conversation with Hopper. A genuine emotional moment where she explains the full scope of the plan. This is where Hopper learns the truth, that 11 isn't gone forever. That the sacrifice is a fake-out designed to convince the government, the military, and the world that 11 is dead so she can finally be free. Suddenly, Hopper's behavior in the final episode makes sense. He isn't emotionally numb. He isn't detached. He isn't poorly written. David Harbour was playing a man who knew his daughter was alive. The final cut removed that entire conversation. The context vanished, but Hopper's performance didn't change, which is why his calmness felt wrong. We were watching a character act with knowledge the audience was never given. The whiteboard makes it clear Kali wasn't a last-minute solution. She was a co-architect of the entire plan alongside 11. This wasn't improvisation. It was premeditated, carefully constructed. The notes even reference a moment inspired by Lost in Translation, a private goodbye between Hopper and 11, where they share words the audience never hears. A bittersweet, intimate farewell. Father and daughter saying what only they need to say. Then, Hopper arrives at Max Z alone. Everyone panics. Mike demands to know where 11 is. They can see her on the other side of the rift. Written plainly on the board. She's not coming. Not she's dead. Not she's gone forever. She's not coming back. 11 says goodbye through a final happy memory. One last projection. Smiling, at peace, giving her friends closure. The upside down is destroyed. The threat ends. But 11 survives, somewhere beyond the rift. Hopper knows it. Kali helped make it happen. And the audience was originally meant to know it too. That's why Hopper isn't broken at the end. He made the hardest choice imaginable, letting his daughter go so she could live free instead of being hunted forever. Here, where things fall apart. The documentary shows the Duffer brothers openly discussing their decision to change the ending, to make 11's fate ambiguous. They wanted debate, theories, uncertainty. But the original ending wasn't ambiguous. It was bittersweet, definitive, earned. The final version replaced certainty with Mike's hopeful guess that maybe 11 is alive, based on nothing but emotion. No confirmation, no insider knowledge, just denial. The internet reaction was brutal. This is so much better than what we got trended for hours. Petitions appeared demanding Netflix release the original ending. Reddit exploded with comparisons. TikTok filled with recreations. Fans overwhelmingly agreed the first version worked. Everything clicks when you apply the original framework. Hopper wasn't poorly written. He was protecting a secret. Kali wasn't wasted. She was erased. 11 didn't maybe survive. She did. The ambiguity wasn't deep. It was confusion, dressed up as sophistication. And now we know, beyond doubt, that the ending fans argued over for months was not the ending that was planned. That whiteboard exposed it all. A hopeful escape for 11. A father making an impossible choice with full knowledge. A sacrifice that actually meant something. Somewhere between that board and the final edit, certainty was stripped away and replaced with question marks. And fans are furious they didn't get the story that was originally written. We may never know who made that call. But we do know this. We now have undeniable proof that the finale fans spent months arguing about was not the ending that was originally written. That whiteboard, sitting quietly in the background of the documentary, exposed everything. A hopeful escape for 11. A father making an impossible choice with full knowledge. A sacrifice that meant something because the people involved understood it. Somewhere between that board and the final edit, certainty was stripped away and replaced with ambiguity. Whether that decision came from Netflix, focus groups, or second guessing, we may never know. What we do know is this. The ending we almost didn't just feel better. It finally made everything make sense. The ending we almost had wasn't just better. It finally made everything make sense.